Mina ma yo se gbangba je tinije. Ayo ni obìnrin mi na jeje ayo. Je tu ni te je jamia, te ti yo ni me ko me te je kaye, me kule ko me te je pamie. Je yo ma je be je wa da je ngo ye te le ja oju ye. Mo pa nǹkan jara tam ye na je kan, mo be ko ja ko ye na je yi. Gbogbo kan tó lè gé yẹn náà jẹ kan, ìbọn kan kò tó yẹn náà jẹ kan. Ayé òní onímọ̀ náà yẹ máa lè gbá fún èyí.
Hello, welcome to a brief historical perspective on the origin of Begiaka people of Ibong. In the course of their migration after Ukwal-Ulanga in present-day Utanga, Obanliku local government area of Cross River State, consider the dispersal point in the history of Bete people of Obudu. The Begiaka people who had separated from their other Bete kingsmen finally arrived at Bongwa mountain. Here, they made attempt to food cultivation and animal rearing, but three factors hindered these efforts: wild animals, adverse weather conditions, and growing hostility from unfriendly neighbors. A further move down the mountain did not provide the succor they sought. Overwhelmed by continued aggression from these warring neighbors, Begiaka, led by their great king and mighty ruler, Kikamokani Aka, the people finally entered caves and became cave dwellers, known in Bete language as Ibong. Ibong is plural, singular is Ubong, a name they bore until the beginning of the 19th century. These natural caves, which have rooms and central areas, were very spacious and offered protection and safety, not only from warring unsettled tribesmen, but also from wild animals such as tigers, lions, elephants, and most disturbing, giant eagles that were said to prey on young children exposed in the open. With their huge claws, these giant birds could lift little children and carry them away. Temporary measures such as covering children's heads with dug-out wooden mortars did not help much, as these became falling missiles as the birds dropped them from the sky once they discovered that what they were carrying was lifeless.
This is a piece of the clay pot that we just found on our way, and is a piece of the clay pot that the ancestors used. You can see it.
As the Begiaka people gradually subdued hostile environment, they eventually descended to their prey, and the name Ibong was replaced with their original name, Begiaka, descendants of Aka, one of the 16 descendants of Ute Agba, Adie Utim Nwado.
You can see what we are going through here. We are very tired. You can see the brethren, they are lying down already, trying to get some rest. It is not an easy walk. The stress is much. We've been going through tedious terrains. Stone, you can see. We will step on stone, they will tumble. She's now using she's got a third leg to support her movement right now, you can see.
You swear. Don't magister now. Actually, you galang with what the Jesus. What are the actually? Yeah. What on the love your boy?
Was a route they used to connect to the other side of the community. The cave dwellers were a very large community. They dwell in different caves. We've been to the others and we are going to the other ones. We are following the ancient route, and you can see how tedious they are.
They were really strong indeed.
These men were great men.
They were really strong.
Those white things you are seeing there, it is the cave dwellers that relocated from the mountain to the valley. It is their descendants that occupy that valley, and you're seeing those dotted white things. Their ancestors dwell here. The Ibung people, meaning the cave people, dwell here before they relocated to the valley. Where their descendants dwell is where you're seeing the dotted zincs there. Their ancestors used to dwell here on the mountain, and they were great people.
Very strong people.
They were great people. They were people with mystic powers. They possess some mystic powers. They have their defense structure. We are going to explain it in subsequent videos. You can see the stone, how they are well positioned. This is where our people used to dwell. They used to live here. You can see the stone well positioned. Then you can see in here, as we are finding our way,
the progenitor or founding fathers of Betel people. Agba Adie Utim Umwado had 4 children. Betel Agba, founder of Betel people. Alega Agba, founder of Alega people. Ugedie Agba, founder of Igedie people in present-day Benue State. And Likie Agba, founder of Bekwara people in present-day Bekwara local government area of Cross River State.
this is how they used to
The caves were many and accommodated Begiaka people in their playground. Ushoko divisional arrangement. Begia Diga, Begiasu, Kipo, and Betan. A visit to these caves as late as the 1970s reveals some ancestral relics such as Kititia, the long smoking pipe used by some elders, Uno, sleeping place made from stone or wood, and wooden utensils, etc. But sadly, these items were stolen by some unscrupulous person who visited the caves. Bring you this historical documentary as written by Okandi Agba Ukban, a customary court judge from Begiaka, along with discussion held with late Ukandi and Elehe Agba of Kikwo Begiaka, with further insight provided by late Ukandi Francis Agweye Ania of Kikwo Begiaka, all in Obudu local government area of Cross River State. Follow us as we take you along on a tour to the cave.
This is the entrance into the big cave. We are finally here. We are now inside the cave, one of the biggest cave. You can see it's very large. Very large. You can see this is where our ancestors used to live before they migrated to the valley and live among other communities. The Ibung people were very mystic people. They were powerful. They have their defense strategy, using the stone as a defense strategy to defend themselves against intruders or invaders.
Oh, let me judge you. This is the king's seat.
This is where the king used to sit. Where our sister is lying is where the king used to sit. Where our brother is sitting. How do you do this one? The wives used to sit at where the brother is seated. The king himself used to sit here.
I'm the king.
Shut up. But right now we have a queen seated on the king's seat.
Yes. With more glagba.
You can see her walking stick. This walking stick used to be a stick that when there is crisis in the community, when the heat become too much, yes, the king went out of the cave with a walking stick, with this stick. Yeah. Though it used to have two branches. We call it in our language, we call it oglagba. When the king approached them, especially when there's a fight, there's a two fighting, the king will step out of the cave and approach the two fighters. And he will use the oglagba and hook one, the one that is stronger than the other. The king will hook that person on the neck and press that person to the ground. And that will be the end of the fight. Though, whenever you hear a scream that the king is coming with Uglagba, everybody used to scamper. Everybody will scamper and the fight will be separated automatically. That is, this is confirmed by the brother, our tour guide. Cave, where the king used to live. They created a defense system whereby the warriors will stand at the entrance into the cave with large stone well positioned against intruders. When they sense that there are intruders or enemies coming, yes, during a conflict or war, the warriors will position at the entrance of the cave with stones well positioned. The enemies and their lack of knowledge of the terrain, when they approach, the stone will be rolled out against them. They will roll the stone and will knock them off, and it will result as death. That was the defense system the ancient people derived to defend this territory. Before they invent an advent of gunpowder, we had a defensive system using the stones. Then they possessed mystic powers, such that a tribe from here migrated from here to Taraba State at the Jukun area. Which side? Yes. That is at Ika, another region of the Ibong people. They migrated from here to the Jukun area and they still live there, and they have a similar culture with better people. Unim Ujiga, Libaha Wushu, Likwa Ho no, Nalikunya, Lidele, Ashili Beleji, Lizzy, Bazi, Uzo, Kuhotan, Kukuli, Utota, Tia actually get Kimbafuli, Like Bibi, Yana Kimangoba Ho, Yimina, Waga, Levega, Bema, one shore, one boo, Ligo, Unaga, Amaba, Yonda, Una Belina, on you can Uba, that one will come already, you tell him I you, only you come. Go for the term I won't. So, Unimudiga. Uso Unimudiga. Boat wongo.
Ni mo cha for o man go. So libama.
Libama. Boat wongo.
To fun hali ya go ko there.
This is the pot the ancient dwellers used to use for drinking, for cooking. It is made from clay. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is really beautiful. This is the remnant. This is what they have left behind here. This is a pot, a clay pot, left by the ancient dwellers. It is mosquito free. We don't pick snails anyhow. They make sounds. We recognize their sound. If it is not a pleasant sound, we will not pick them. We will leave them here. Yes, that is to show you that we are truly better people. Obudu. Ute.
The forest they laugh, they dance, man. They dance or bush.